mistaken. Batley Grammar School, teacher suspended as parents protest after image of Prophet Muhammed, peace be upon him, shown in class. But when it's Muslims, it's okay. It's fine. Insult, swear, freedom of speech. You believe in freedom of speech. When it's the British flag, don't you dare. When it's Churchill, you better not. When it's the French flag, we will deal with you. Check out our sponsors, Nature's Blends. They specialize in premium Ethiopian black seed products. The website is in the description link below. You can also use the discount code SALAM10 for 10% off their products. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Hope you guys are well, inshallah. So, as you guys might know or not know, but in Batley, in Dewsbury, if I'm not mistaken, Batley Grammar School, teacher suspended as parents protest after image of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, shown in class. Now, I came across this on Twitter. I was actually going to go to the school, then I realized it's 256 miles away. And I thought, I don't think I can do that. If it was local, I definitely would want to go. These things are very important to cover because there is a big misrepresentation by a lot of people, and a lot of people use this as propaganda. And this always falls into the hands of the far right or all other extreme groups, whoever it may be, that's using it to their advantage to further propagate their propaganda. So a video that will be coming out with me and Caden Robertson, who was an ex-employee of Tommy Robinson, a cameraman who shared his experience, how he left them. And we did a reaction video to him where he had unedited footage of Tommy Robinson punching an immigrant in the face. And we show how he provoked that guy in a footage coming out, hopefully this week, maybe Sunday, inshallah, which will be an eye-opener to how the far right take advantage of situations like this. And that is exactly what was happening on Twitter. So yeah, I came across this on Twitter. So basically, there was a woman called Kate saying, this is the UK, not an Islamic country. If the parents do not like our freedom, take your children to an Islamic school in an Islamic country. The head teacher should withdraw his apology and the parents investigated. Now, this is absolute hypocrisy. Let me tell you guys why it is hypocrisy. This whole concept of freedom of speech it doesn't exist, number one. It doesn't exist anywhere, for that matter, brothers and sisters, yeah? And people take this opportunity. They make it seem as if Islam is asking for special rights. Islam is saying, no. We are special. You're not. No. What Islam is saying, the damn rights that you have, we would like the same, please. Thank you very much. Then if that was a Muslim school, burning flags, insulting Churchill, or talking this, I would be the same. I would say the same thing. I would have the same sympathy with the British public protesting out there for that to change. It's consistency. And that is exactly what we're asking for. So let's not use this false banner of, Islam is attacking our freedom of speech just to spew our Islamophobia. If you can't insult, like for example, I done a video a couple of days ago of two BBC presenters who lost their jobs or something along those lines for merely talking about criticizing the size of a British flag. In France and other places, for example, there is many examples that I can give you where people have lost their job based on freedom of speech. Now, this is across board, cross-cultural, yes, international, global. If you go to any specific country and insult the president, or insult the flag, or insult the national anthem, or whatever it may be, people are going to be damn annoyed. Yes? Okay. If I get the British flag or get Churchill's picture and start spitting at it, or start insulting it, or start swearing at it, what do you think this lady Kate or the far right or the British folk who are talking about freedom of speech and we want special rights? We don't want special rights. What we're saying is we would like it to be consistent, please. That's what we're asking. So it's not exclusive to Islam. We're just asking, just as like, for example, I'll give you many examples. Let's go to my notes here. I've got a note that I got from one of Ustad Hamza's speech, and I would like to read it out to you guys. There is no such thing as absolute freedom of speech. Every society has limits and restrictions on speech. David Manville, I think that's his name is, he said the first thing to note in any sensible discussion of freedom of speech that it will have to be limited. Every society puts limit on exercising speech because it always takes place within a context of competing values. French criminal code punishes outrage or insult on the anthem and flag. So are we going to criticize France and be like, no, why don't you allow us to insult the flag or the national anthem? No, we're going to respect that. Okay, we'll even call it patriotic, yeah? The political cartoonist Maurice Sinai, I think, who worked for Charlie Hebdo for 20 years, and he was sacked in 2009 for drawing cartoons mocking the former French president's sons with a wealthy Jewish woman. Anti-Semitic. No freedom of speech there. A French court banned a Jesus-based clothing advert mimicking Da Vinci's Last Supper. French judge ruled the display is an aggressive act of an intrusion on people's innermost beliefs. Bravo. Really? But when it's Muslims, it's okay. It's fine. Insult, swear, freedom of speech. You believe in freedom of speech. When it's the British flag, don't you dare. When it's Churchill, you better not. When it's the French flag, we will deal with you. When it's Jesus or whatever it may be, Christians or Jews, you get fired. Yeah? But when it's Muslims, it's freedom of speech. You see the absolute damn hypocrisy. And that's why people like Kanan Robertson see this and saw what the far right was coming with. And this woman, Kate, yeah, and I believe she's ignorant. I just believe she's ignorant. I don't have any kind of hate towards her. I just believe she's ignorant. Let's carry on. Classically, historically, freedom of speech was understood to be means to achieve important virtues such as truth, progress, accountability, especially those in power. British philosopher John Stuart Mill said, freedom of speech fosters authenticity, genius, creativity, individuality, and human flourishing. There is no logical connection between freedom to insult and these virtues. Number one, to convince someone of the truth in many circumstances require argumentation, persuasion, and civility. Talking in manners, not insulting one another. How do I expect you to listen to me when I'm insulting you or someone that's dear to you? Number two, insults in many contexts are a barrier towards good argumentation, persuasion, and civility. So insulting using freedom of speech goes against your own objective. You're shooting yourself in the foot. And thirdly, therefore, insults in many cases prevent the truth. Therefore, the objective of freedom of speech is undermined. Brothers and sisters, what I'm just saying in a nutshell is that as you can see that people are protesting. Yeah? Let's quickly just have a look at that, hopefully, yeah? So as you guys saw there, people are protesting and they're outraged. This is not a Muslim issue. We're not saying to you, as Muslims, we want a special right. Like I said before, they're upset and they have a right to. If I did the same, I would expect the same thing. If I said, I want to use my freedom of speech as a Muslim to praise the gangs, the grooming gangs, for example, who actually got nothing to do with Islam. But for argument's sake, if I said, I want to go and tell them that what they did was right, if I use my freedom of speech to criticize the girls rather than criticizing the perpetrators who did that to these girls, what do you think will happen to me? Do you think the far right or people will come and say to me, you know what, Ali, we disagree with what you're saying? Like, one philosopher said, I forgot his name. He said, I despise what you say, but I would defend to death your right to say it. Yeah, even though I believe that's not really accurate. People would be losing their minds. And rightly so, because this is wrong. I can't just say no freedom of speech. This is nonsense. That's why I'm saying, guys, in a nutshell, that this teacher thinks that him going and drawing the first piece upon his cartoons and showing it to the public, it's actually a protest. That what this guy's doing is saying, you guys are stopping our freedom of speech. And I believe he's ignorant. He needs to be educated. Yeah? I believe he needs to be educated. This guy is brainwashed. So you need to be educated. And if you're watching this video, for God's sake, we don't want extra special, we don't want special treatment for us. Yeah? For example, if you talk about Israel in America, you're not even allowed to damn boycott them. You're not allowed to boycott them. If you talk about Israel, it's anti-Semitism. What they're doing to the Palestinians. If there's anyone that's having special rights here, it's Israel. If anybody. So guys, for those who are there, the parents, the children, they have a right to be disturbed. They have a damn right to be protesting. I'll end on that note, brothers and sisters. Hope you guys have benefited. Till next time, share this with your friends and family. Let's show the double standards and hypocrisy of these people when it's their flag, when it's their country, when it's their leader, Churchill, whoever it may be, or Boris Johnson, or Donald Trump, they lose their mind. But when it's us, no, you have to accept it. Get the hell out of here, boys and girls. Goodbye.